Good day, traders. This is Rich with some price action on the markets. Currently 4:28 p.m. March 3rd, 2021, Wednesday, hump day. I hope you're all doing well today. Markets were not, so make sure you subscribe if you're new, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. Yes, markets were down today. Actually, they were up in the Dow Industrials for a little bit. We had like Boeing and Exxon and AA and all these companies moving up. You can kind of see they're green on this side of the board. But the NASDAQ was down 361. SPX was down 50. And, you read Twitter, you read all these social media outlets, and you think that it's the end of the market. You think it's the end of the world. Now, here's the QQQ. I brought this up today first. Dropping off pretty good here. And, I lived through it. I'm not going to give you my age, but I lived through the dot-com bubble. I was actually trading, not so much intraday trading. I was long-term or short-term, long-term investing. And I got extended on margin, and I ate it pretty well in 2000, 2001 when the bubble broke. So there's all these posts coming out on Twitter about the stock market back then and how it's the reflection of the timing right now that we could face the same thing. I wanted to bring that up real quick before we get into my trading today. So in here, let me bring this over here. This is a screenshot. So this is my buddy of mine sent me this that someone posted. So this is the top right here in 2000 before the bubble broke. So everyone was buying here, pets.com, stamps.com, companies that don't exist.com. Pull back here. People are like, oh yeah, this is a great buying opportunity. Amazon was ripping. Stocks were splitting like left and right. That was what you're looking for. Interest rates were going nuts. And then we hit a top here, okay? So we hit the top in March, like 7th or 8th. So we're getting close to that now. And then it pulled back down. And not by accident, this is where I got in heavily on this climb back up, thinking we're going to new highs. We're taking out this high. We're going new highs. And then everything just fell off the face of the earth. Now we're talking NASDAQ at 5,000 at this point, 5,100. And then it dropped down to like 3,000. Are we going to see this scenario? Well, during this scenario, we had Amazon back in this area after this move down, Amazon hit a low of like $5.55, $5.55. There's a big difference between now and then. Then we had stuff that didn't exist that were making huge moves in the market just because they had a website. They opened a website because the internet was so new. So you bought it. You bought it because you knew it was going to go up 30 points. You knew it was going to go up 50 points. Same idea. I'm not going to get into all that, but it's not the same thing as today. I mean, yes, SPACs are kind of the same thing. Some of them make money, some of them don't. I don't trust a lot of them, but we have a lot of companies out there doing really well. They're still making money. They might not be valued at where they should be right now. Is Facebook worth what they are? They're pretty good. But I'm not going to get into the investment side of it because that's not what I do. So let's get into today. I just want to let you guys know that just because we're seeing this kind of price action on the daily here on the Qs, pulling down here, flushing down, popping up, flushing down, making new lows since January, I think, heading towards actually January here. If we break down to probably, I would say 300 is the first test on the Qs, real test. And then down here, if we get down to this area, is where I think we'll kind of hang out for a little bit, like 260 to 280. Once we get down to 270, I'm starting to buy up. But do I think we go to 400 before we go to 280? I don't think so. I think we have to test a little bit lower. But I'm going to be prepared for that either case. The best thing is about being a day trader is you're in cash. I'm in cash right now. So if the market's dropped 10,000 points tomorrow, I'm going to have the same amount of money. If they go up 10,000 points tomorrow, I'm going to have the same amount of money. No big deal there. So today was a good day considering it was a crap day on the market. Let's just get into that. I'll just do this nowadays unless the day is not, a different scenario. I took Boeing early on. It wasn't my first trade. My first trade was this OCGN. OCGN had a lot of news. It's been a player in the past few weeks here. You can see the daily over here, a lot of action here. And I got the break of the 12 level. It actually pulled back and broke the 12. So I got like a 12 to 1249 with 500 shares or so. If it didn't break the 12, I think it was this candle here. Yeah, it went down to 1179. It was a nice run up to 14. I didn't catch the full move. But that was a nice little trade to get my day going. And then I saw Tesla. I'm like, Tesla looks pretty good. Made this high here of 694 on this opening candle. And I took the move back through it on this candle, 694, and it ran up to 696, I think. And then it ran up to almost 700. I got out. I wasn't in pretty heavy. I think it was only in for 50 shares, and I still made $178 on that trade. So it was really nice. YGMZ was a news trade. XPEV was a news trade. Apple was just coming off the lows with the SPY moving up. It actually moved up 60 cents. I only took 5 cents or something like that off of it. Mara just didn't go, so I got out of that quick. My biggest miss was BBBY, was a news play. I actually traded it twice. That's why I'm only red 382. So I'm only trading news on 100 shares unless it's like a smaller stock. I'll trade with like 300 shares. Something like Bed Bath, even if it's Bed Bath Beyond or Beyond Meat yesterday, I'll trade with 100 shares. Now, something like Workhorse, I'll trade with like 300 shares during a news event. And I actually got in on Bed Bath Beyond really early on this move. And then it kept going. I just kind of just got in and got out. And I was like, okay, cool. I made a few bucks, I think I made like $40 or something like that. I'm like, that's fine. And then it just ripped and ripped and ripped and ripped. And then I was like, okay, it solidified at like 31. These are 5-minute candles, so it's kind of hard to tell. Let's see if I can go to a 1 minute if we can kind of get into it a little bit further. Where was it? Oh, here it is. Okay. So it's kind of like this move through 30. I got in a little too early and it flushed me down. I took a little bit of a loss and then it ripped. It was unfortunate, but look at that setup here on this 1 minute on this inside candle here and then the break of it. Pretty nice right there. So that's the kind of thing you can do with news. If you miss the initial move up, you could take like an inside candle and then ride it up if it continues. Now you have to protect yourself and be really quick, because if it does not go, then you have to have a good stop in place and hopefully you don't get stopped out. But you also don't want to go in too small size. Of course, what I'm doing is I'm going with really small size on news because I'm learning how to trade it. It's pretty cool, so I'm really into it. So my day was 319 up. I did not take a trade after, I think it was, I took this XPEV news play. I don't even know what it was I took. I think I have it over here. Let's see. Whoops. Yeah, XPEV was my last trade at 158. So 156. That was my last trade. So, that just tells you there's nothing really set up today. We had the markets dropping pretty hard. Obviously I was up, so I didn't have to force anything, or I didn't want to force anything. And, that's what you got to be. I got to be more, my discipline's been really good. I haven't been really going tilty. And if I can avoid that, that's key. Yesterday I was down, but I wasn't going tilty. I fought back. Even if when I was fighting back, I was keeping it small. So, good day overall, considering it was kind of like a cruddy day in the markets. But we'll be back tomorrow. And if you have any questions, let me know. Leave a comment below. Subscribe if you're new. Appreciate that. Like the video, share the video. And if you have any questions, again, hit me up. We can talk. The channel's made to help each other out, and I'm looking to continue doing that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.